Yeah, I'm Jonathan Penton, and
I'm Cassandra Atherton.
we were scheduled to be doing a workshop on ekphrasis in the 2020 New Orleans Poetry Festival, and hopefully we'll be able to present that to you in 2021. But we're not going to read ekphrasis tonight, we're going to read haibuns. A haibun is a Japanese form. It's a prose poem followed by a haiku. The term was coined by Beisho, and Issa wrote a lot of them, and in English, Sheila E. Murphy writes a lot of haibun. And we came up with it as kind of a compromise. Cassandra's working mostly in prose poetry these days, and I was doing more semi-formal stuff. And we decided to collaborate on a book together. So we came up with the haibun as a way to riff off each other and get both of our interests in. And ours are all, prose poems followed by strict 17-syllable haikus. And that's what we're working on.
And we email them to one another. So when I wake up in the morning, I often have a haibun from Jonathan, and I try and work with something in that and send something back. So it's been a really great sort of collaboration in that way as well, to inspire works through reading somebody else's. So that's been great.
Yeah, it helps to have a collaborator on the other end of the earth to, get their stuff while you're sleeping and see it in the morning and yes, and send it off while they're sleeping. We recommend it. But all right. The radio is talking about saints and spirits. I remember you snaking through your church services, sliding through your religious funerals, your contempt a beacon for my own confusion and self-rage. I can still taste the way you let her escape, the 7 shining hills on which we quietly lay, my nerves and your confidence slowly spreading across the sweet rural backdrop of sharp colors and unstifled hearts. I consider the complex conflicts of muscle and nerve that allows one finger to touch another, the radical systems that allow legs to entwine. Then I rejected simplicity. Now I stay slick for nostalgia. When old ways dissolve, we seek more literal love, small, easy touches.
In the frozen fish aisle of the supermarket, you told me you loved me. You didn't wait for the canned vegetables aisle, sweet pea, or the bakery, honey bun. You just blurted it out between the crumbed fish sticks and the beer-battered hoagie fillets. People reaching for ice cream started to cheer, and the queue of people at the pizza fridge waved their pizzas at us, mostly Hawaiian with a few meat lovers. But frozen fish are so unromantic, breaded triangles stuck together inside bright boxes. I think about how you could have told me by the punnets of strawberries, the chocolate boxes, or even the international cheeses. All of those would make a better backdrop for a lover's declaration. Perhaps it was a premature I love you, and you couldn't wait for me to get to the iridescent creaming soda bottles before saying it. Maybe it slipped out when you were intending me to be standing next to the red velvet cake mixes, the silver dragees, or hundreds and thousands. You open the freezer door and draw a heart in the misted glass. I take a box of tempura South White blue whiting and place it in the trolley. On hot summer days, you trace a shiny cherry down my red-hot spine.
It was a mother-in-law suite, a one-room cottage at the foot of my landlord's ramshackle property in wine country. The door and window opened onto the futon. Past the futon was the computer. Past the computer was the kitchen. Past the kitchen was the toilet. I bathed in the river all winter and wedged myself onto the futon at night, watching your ghost dance on the ceiling. Each day I struggled with my cast iron and the cheap Californian electric stove. Muddy, slow currents, I check clothes for deer ticks and sleep under your stars.
As you pour the last of the kava into the pink flutes, I tie my hair into a top knot and take out my earrings. The bath is drawing, mineral salts turning the water mermaid green. A shallow rectangle, it won't keep my top and bottom warm at the same time. I want a luxury Japanese bath. My preference is for the haiku 2-seat Tempio 24 jet model. I'd like it customized with pink with rhinestones around the jets, but there's a chance it won't be zen enough. I might have to get it in bright white or cream. It would be stylish and offer space-efficient soaking. Sitting opposite one another, water up to our shoulders, we'd recite Basho poems or talk in stilted 5-7-5 syllables, our fingers marking time. But you prefer showers. All week you have left catalogues of waterfall showers with slate tiles on the bench, and I've thrown them all away. I like waterfalls, but not water falling on my head. I like a deep bath. I've never seen the romance of a thunderstorm.
It wasn't love that kept us warm, exactly, but it wasn't anything carnal or cerebral either. We spent most of the days on the ceiling, which was odd because the gravity was particularly heavy and the floor would pull so strongly. Perhaps we got the ceiling and the floor confused. Perhaps it was the ketamine. No, there was no ketamine. It was hunger. It was hunger and hunger's hangovers, there in the small, silent room in the belly of the land that forgot it was a lake. Echoes of drowning, cold sheets with pink skeletons, running nosicles.
Nosicles are still the best. I love that bit.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
It's nice to read them to one another because we're usually reading them on our own, on our email. So I love that the opportunity arose for us to do this for the festival. So brilliant
Right.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Bill and Megan, and anybody else who's watching this.
Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure to be involved even in the virtual way, and I look forward to meeting everyone next year.
All right.